decisions that have been taken during his tenure. Uh, in fact, what remains to be the most crucial one, Mr. Bhatt, that comes to your mind while you're thinking about how India grew under, in fact, his decision and under his view as well?
Well, you mentioned so many things. All those things are right. A couple of them, starting the economic revolution, opening the gates of India for the foreign investment, the foreign companies. These are the things, which were pretty much due, but were not taking place. When, before him, his predecessor, Rajiv Gandhi said, I send a rupee and only 85 paisa goes back. Then also nothing happened. And all these things, when you put it in context today, you see India progressing to a certain level. The backbone of it or the base of it was built during that time. We cannot deny that. He was a sound, economist, a good economist, all right. But what I foresee, what I see, and what I remember Dr. Manmohan Singh as the most important contribution to the Indian politics is his patience and his virtues. So many people called him Modi Baba, but he was so much tolerant. The example of tolerance from Dr. Manmohan Singh needs to be learned by today's politicians. He at times, kept himself quiet. Just remember, try and remember, I'll give you two examples, and with that, people will understand. See, Dr. Manmohan Singh was an RBI governor. During his time, his boss was someone else from his party. When he became a finance minister, his boss was P.V. Narasimha Rao. When he became the prime minister, his boss during his RBI governorship was his subordinate. See, how can that happen? So many people today's politicians will take offense. I have been the chief minister. How can I become a deputy chief minister? But Manmohan Singh quietly did all the duties which were assigned to him. When his government passes an ordinance and a young leader of his party tears it up in the public, humiliating the government and the prime minister, still Dr. Manmohan Singh never spoke a word. When things about his son were talked about, when things about his daughter were talked about, that she was a Soros man, he never spoke a word. That is the virtue of a decent politician. And that is why Narendra Bhai Modi today, a few months back, was compelled to talk about him in the House. That this is the man, his virtues we will remember.
Well, rightly
And
said, in fact. As we
he
are
said that.
remembering former Prime Minister Manmohan Singh, it is his, in fact, contributions, and more than that, it is his behavior that, in fact, always remains etched in the memory of the party persons, of all, in fact, the senior politicians as well, who have contributed to the nation through various policies and key decisions. I'll request you to kindly stay